And I don't say this lightly, because we have a few other very special accolades, including my own Defenders of Capitalism Award. We also have the prestigious Defenders of the Declaration Award and the Stephen Wright Award. But these are, as important as they are to each class, really about potential leadership. Our Leaders in Action Award is more about the future right now and result. Each year we recognize someone who is demonstrating leadership outside the classroom, in the real world out there. Someone who's uniquely and profoundly answering that question, what are you prepared to do? We ask that question continuously as board members. We ask each other. Shari asked that question at the very first interview and throughout the class. Bob will ask it of all of you today. What are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to do? Because we know all too well the challenges that we face. The Leaders in Action Award is reserved for those who not only understand the problems and not only understand the solutions, that those solutions must be grounded in the timeless principles of individual rights and property, the proper role of government, and engaged citizen action. But the award itself goes to those who are willing and able to boldly provide actual leadership to meaningfully further implementation of those principles today. The good news is that this competition for this award is becoming more and more intense. Not because anyone is explicitly lobbying for it yet, but because there is a wellspring of talent, intent, and courage coming from each succeeding class. It makes us proud to see so many of you in this room who were nominated. And we continue to be impressed by the innovation and work of past Leaders in Action Award winners. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this year's winner. Bradley Craig Beck is one of a kind. I think he was actually quite surprised when he got the call from us. Not because he's a stranger to recognition, but because his fight for liberty is genuinely personal. He loves what he's doing, and he's constantly making a massive difference. I said he's no stranger to achievement, and I think it's important to note that, like previous winners of this award, Brad has so much to be proud of, both professionally and personally, before he ever even joined this family of LPR. He's the National Sales Manager for Design Master, and he's an expert at enhancing people's lives through the use of color. He has won numerous sales and creative awards in the flowers and crafts industries, and he serves on a number of boards and committees for the floral industry. He's a lifetime member of the Optimus Club, which I think totally fits his personality, and my wife thinks that I should learn something from him. Now this is where it gets really good. Brad is a long-term member of Toastmasters International. He has won the Distinguished Toastmasters Award and has served in almost every capacity and officer position within his 3 Toastmasters clubs. You heard me correctly, 3 Toastmasters clubs. If that's not the definition of courage, I don't know what it is. In 2009, after graduating from the leadership program of the Rockies, and after having made the finals in my Defenders of Capitalism competition, Brad conceived of the bold vision to create a Toastmasters International chapter that was truly focused on practicing the skills necessary to articulate the principles of freedom. He called it the Liberty Toastmasters. He recruited 21 members from his original 2009 class, and now they've been operating for 5 very successful years, making each other better every month, winning recognition along the way, and chartering a new chapter up north. In fact, now Liberty Toastmasters is expanding, looking to launch additional chapters throughout Colorado, all anchored by LPR alumni. Talk about leverage. I can't tell you how many people have come up to me and unsolicited told me their story of how Brad Beck inspired them to speak out, to find that voice inside of them that is both willing to fight for the American ideal and willing to work at honing their own message. This is the kind of leverage I'm talking about. Brad is using his words, his ideas, to persuade and move his fellow citizens to find their own voice for freedom, and the ripple effect is tremendous. Brad is not only a fearless and compelling speaker himself, he's mentoring and empowering dozens of people to be more effective leaders. But even more than that, he doesn't just spend time speaking in Toastmasters. He takes the fight seriously and is a tireless activist and model for everyone in this army for freedom. He was the campaign manager and won the most important state house race back in 2010. He's a former vice chair of the Boulder County Republican Party, and he speaks out every chance he gets, whether it's on proposed fracking moratoriums or speaking to youth groups about their own road to freedom. So this award, our Leaders in Action Award, was conceived to recognize those who get clear on their own personal answer to that question. What am I prepared to do? And then who go out and act with integrity and persistence in furthering the cause of freedom. So that's what we're here to celebrate and recognize. Brad Beck's integrity. His integrity and success in providing leadership and boldly acting upon his principles. Please help me thank and congratulate Brad Beck for showing us leadership in action.
Good job, Brad.
It's not often that a Fox News contributor opens for you, so I want to thank Rich Lowry for warming up the crowd. It's really an honor to have him. Roscoe Drummond, who was a columnist, political columnist, once said, "The mind is a wonderful thing. It begins to work at birth and continues working all the way up until somebody stands up and speaks in public." Well, for those of us who have gone through the leadership program of the Rockies, I think you can appreciate that. There are so many people to thank, and I'm so grateful for so many people in this room as I look out and see so many wonderful people. I want to thank Mike Williams for his gracious introduction and for nominating me to Shari Williams, who called about 2 weeks ago. And it was really interesting because the phone rang and she said, "Brad, can I talk to you?" And I said, "Sure, I'm just going to have dinner." She said, "I'll call back." I said, "No. Shari either calls for something good or bad." I was hoping it was good. And she informed me that the leadership program of the Rockies was going to give me this award. My wife will tell you, my knees buckled, and I went to the floor because it's so unexpected. And I said, "Would you repeat that to my wife, please?" To Bob Schaefer for his leadership, and to all the board of directors, thank you so much. You know, at the end of 9 months, you're tasked with that question, what now? What will you do as a leader in action? And I naively said, I'll start a Toastmasters club, taking the classic structure of Toastmasters and blending it with the timeless principles of leaders in action. And there were some incredible people from the best class ever, 2009. Who said yes? Who said yes first? And I could not create the club without people like the amazing Crystal Devine, Rick Newton, and Ted Vail, and Jenny Gogo, and Brian Lewis, and Ben Martin. These folks said yes, and we started this core group, and it's become successful. There were 3 gentlemen who helped me on my path, and I'm thankful for them pursuing me. They were instrumental in saying, "Brad, you need to do this, you need to do this." And I'm fortunate that I saw their idea, and I said, "That's a good idea, and I'm going to do it." To Brian Lewis, Gary Keeper, Dick Liebenstein, I'm so appreciative. And there's the family here I want to thank as well, because you can't do the things you want to do for liberty and freedom unless you have the support. I have 4 incredible children, Chrissy, Houston, Alyssa, and my beautiful daughter Lauren is here. Thank you, Lauren. I'm fortunate that my father and his bride here, Armanda and Larry Beck, are here today. My dad and mom instilled in me some great wisdom. Dad always said, Bradley, whatever you do in life, be the best. And my mom always said, Bradley, you have no right to complain unless you get involved. Well, you can hear how much involvement I'm in. And I'm always working to be my best. But I couldn't do it without the love and support, the friendship, and most especially the laughter without my beautiful bride, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Walt Disney once said, you can dream the most beautiful dream, but it will take people to make that dream a reality. People in this room are making the difference for the Army for Freedom. And I would just ask that you come to Liberty Toastmasters and help articulate it in a more clearly and concisely manner so we can go out there and make a difference in the world. I am so humble and grateful for this award. Thank you.